Well, despite the strong start, it is KRU Visa. The crush on Sunset 13-6, but Mimi, we are heading into Lotus, which is NRG's map pick. Surely there's a little bit more hope heading into this next one.
Yeah, this has been a pretty bad map for KRU as of late. They are on a 6-game loss streak this year.
That's a lot of games.
Yeah, only won it once, all the way back in kickoff against Sen, and they've been kind of trying to figure out what comp they want to run. They were doing this double duelist comp with the Yoru and the Raze, which I do think is one of the stronger looks. They played this in the Tashinya Invitational, but this will be their first time showing it here on VCT.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm a fan of when they are running these looks. You saw even in the last game how mobile they were around the map. I still could see a world where the Neon would work wonders here.
No,
but
I would actually be down to see them just run back the same comp.
Just exactly the same idea.
Raze is just so good on this map. It's harder to justify. You look over to NRG, and they're playing what is the standard comp now. And I do think this is a map that plays really well to their strengths. In a lot of ways, it does feel a little similar to map 1, right? Where KRU is starting on defense. They have this comp with these pretty fast rotates with the TPs on the Omen and the Yoru versus an NRG who's going to want to play a very slow, double smokes, defaulty style.
And we're starting on NRG's attack, so they're going to have to be very mindful of these rotation timings that KRU can be taking. On the other side of things as well, I'm a little worried with all the stall that NRG have. There's so many different ways for KRU with the double duelist, with Omen teleports, just to get past things like Viper walls, through the chokes when there's thorns on the ground and all of that, but that'll be a conversation for the future. We're, of course, going to be starting things out with KRU on defense. It's also worth mentioning that with this being a Raze here, it's going to be Kesnet on the Raze, Dante on the Yoru, going on to that, which is a little bit different look from Sunset.
Kesnet's always been great on the Raze. No surprise to see him lock that one up. Looking to see NRG win another pistol here. That's what catapulted them to such a good start.
Now wipe that screen off. All clear? Okay.
I don't remember the last time I cleaned my monitor at home.
Really?
Do you?
Yeah. Don't you get like, I don't know, it gets all musty.
I get scared I'm gonna break it.
Okay, with you, I understand that. You
what
gotta,
is that supposed to mean?
I didn't mean anything underhanded by that. I just said I understand it, you know?
Felt underhanded. About to get into things. Fist bumps for our players as we hop into map 2, Lotus. Remember, big opportunity for KRU here to win this game, dodge out on that 4th seed. Of course, there's another game still yet to be played in this group that could have an impact there, but you really don't want to be 4th seed. You don't want to end up getting auto-seeded into the lower bracket. No second chances.
Yeah, we saw that back in Stage 1 with EG, who looked strong, but they had to face up against a G2, and then their tournament is just simply over. So avoid that at all costs is the name of the game. It's time for the pistol round tier. Double Sheriff start from Scuba and Brock. Only one light armor on the other side, which is a very good look in the pistol round for NRG.
There's going to be a really quick fight through this door. Can open that one up, knock a Paranoia from C. Or you just walk the flank instead.
Yeah,
okay.
full clearing that, but there is a lurk on the other side from the Viper. It's a crazy situation as Mata execs into the site, but now no one's looking at Scuba. Gets a little damage in the back of Dante as Melzer now paranoias to stop the advance from NRG.
Big kill from Brock, though. Gets traded immediately. KRU are so fast on this
This map is a mess. NRG fight forward into Waterfall. Well, that flank is still coming through. Ansung gets 2 kills on the site.
That was a weird one. Just ends up with every player seemingly with a buddy in some random place on the map. But NRG trade out well. Those are the type of chaotic rounds that they were losing every time on map 1.
And we saw it mostly with KRU having like those different layers of lurks, getting behind enemy lines on their own attack side. Nice to see NRG tap into that a little bit early.
Yeah. True.
Got that dog out of him now.
4 players for KRU fighting over towards A. It was weird. I really thought KRU would want to pop through revolving door and go for like a pinch play that last round. And so the triple flank that ended up happening.
There are a whole lot of players ready for this Sheriff. 1 for 1. But with that information of 3 more from KRU onto A, it's a quick acceleration towards C and Shy forced to fall back.
Yeah, Scuba was meant to die. Totally fine to have him drop there. Don't give too much away. And seems like learning a bit from losing out so many Flood retakes in the previous game. This is an NRG who wants to get ahead in these post fights, play up and fight into that utility from KRU instead of just sitting it and letting that wave hit them.
It's a nice adjustment for sure. Even having a forward Vise wall in water. Thorns once that one's popped as well. So the utility coming online. Crew very likely just falling to Spike now.
For all I, and honestly most of the rest of us on the Americas broadcast have been high on Crew playing double duelist. It's hard not to mention that because they're playing that, they're oftentimes having to get up playing the Vise or the Deadlock that so many other teams have found a ton of value from. And I think that's especially apparent here on Lotus, where your post plants become like 10 times easier when you have Vice and you're throwing down walls and thorns and all those tools to help you win out in the post.
I mean, even looking at their comp on defense, not having that extra, you know, hyper stall agent makes it a lot harder for your weak side of the map to actually stick around playing on the site. Your fight for A, you can put a lot of players into that. That'll look very good. When it comes to actually stalling out a choke point or even holding information against the lurks, those are going to be the natural weaknesses.
This looks like the beginning of map 1, where NRG is just sending these 4-1s early, this time towards C.
Yeah, Crew want to get up, play in front of the one-way, but already broken by an attack smoke. NRG quick to scale. Force away some gas, but it comes with the cost of rubble control.
They'll be able to leave Dante there. He'll have a quick TP to get away from A.
Oh dear, Nightfall on round 3 already. We're into the site. Here is Mata. Melzer holds his own. Completely thwarts that idea. Both the satchels and the teleport lost. The Nightfall as well.
The TP was taken for Dante, so he's given up the angle on A. Still has had a forward line for a bit, and seeing that Viper wall up, has to get a bit suspicious of NRG re-clearing this space.
Nice shot. Zeno drops in door though, and another challenger approaches. Another challenger falls. Scuba actually carved away into this A site.
It's a great feign. Full pressure towards B. All of Crew rotated that way, but they're gonna have a 3-man group 3 take. They still have a clone, a flash, a lot to work with on a retake.
Yeah, but look how low Melzer and Shy are versus an Odin. I mean, this was a 5v3 for Crew. Good plant from Brock, not to fall prey to the spam, but now he gets to try a little of zone.
They see the player towards backside and send 2 back towards heaven instead. I don't think NRG expect this now, starting to consider.
Here's on the angle, Melzer opens things up, still Brock. An issue, spam through the wall. And it will be Melzer, but he has to get 4 kills to win that round from such a head position.
They started so well. That double dive onto C gets shut down single-handedly by Melzer. But it was Scuba again who was so great map 1. I mean, that clutch he almost won in what ended up being nearly the final round of that game. Whew.
Nice shots all around.
Last player standing.
The result, though, of all those players dropping does mean that Crew are really forcing up here. Down to nothing. They've got some light armors. They've got bulldogs. Some great work out of NRG there. NRG's strongest supporter in the crowd. Getting the fans riled up.
Pretty much every round thus far this game, NRG has opened strong towards C. Now they start a little slower, go for a earlier A replay. So it's already a double walk into mid. This is going to cut rotations early.
But spotted out by Ethan. It was fake pressure from Crew on the extremities. Let's try and get that timing. Now they reset towards A. Just Dante on the forward line B. And it's a nice shot from him too. The Prowler doesn't spot him in time.
He sticks around, has the support of Kesnet now as well.
Full on confidence, and it's for a reason. Crew just take these gunfights. Now Shy, who is such a demon back on Sunset, is now a rat on top of C.
Crew are really comfortable with this setup. 2 players to hold on to C, 2 towards B. Early warning on A. Only 30 seconds for their 3 opponents to work with.
30 seconds left.
I'm not convinced they're playing this round, Mimi.
Yeah, I think it's a save. Back it up. Get out of here. Now hold on to these guns. That's so big for Crew, considering like you mentioned, they force into this. They have players on 150 credits left in the bank, and they keep everyone alive. And they're going to be able to really take control of this game again.
Left.
Yeah, I mean, now with a Nightfall from Rosino online for the next round, Crew can look to use that in a variety of different ways.
And you're seeing how you have to play when you have no Senti and double duelists here. It's, in a lot of ways, forcing NRG to play whack-a-mole, right? You're going in the mid round, walking up double towards B, you show an early fight towards A, then you're walking somewhere else on the map. Like, so much of getting info for Crew, gaining map control, is about prodding, finding those players on forward angles, and getting information off of someone like Dante's walk-ups.
And you know, guys like Sam and Ethan should be no strangers to this idea. As you think back to 2024 NRG, this team was playing so much no Senti. Like even on Haven, they're running double smokes, and all the time it was looking for these on defense, again, walkout plays, using the smokes as false information. So what do they do to counter it? Well, you seize some space early on. You deny Crew any amount of comfortable positioning. And then can freeze into the round.
The same default we've seen a lot from NRG. This time they reset out of it almost instantly. Expect a walk up as Melzer. That was just spam through the wall. Catches Scuba on the common angle.
And now that Viper Wall not an option to actually get out of the smoke. Samada just faces into it. No fear on him. But his crew have done good work to prowl out front B. You can already see the shift starting to come underway. They are ready to react for a fight here. A door to tap open, still a paranoia for Melzer, then the spam through the wall, and the Nightfall, just highlighted pre-round, already results in a first kill for Crew. They spike a little bit out in the open. The utility is Bombardment. NRG didn't stand a chance.
The Nightfall there is so nice. Does enough damage to get the easy nade kill on the player Rebel. And the macro there is just immaculate from Crew. They see that early C open. Someone just goes up, posts on a jiggle, and realize, hey, they're not here anymore. They're resetting into an A fight. They send that Prowler you mentioned into B main. And just like we were seeing on map 1, it's a defensive round for Crew where, like 30 seconds into the rounds, they have full info, they have 5 players ready to fight, and they win the brawl.
This utility back here as well. There's a paranoia, there's a Nightfall, which is chunking them out. So how do NRG respond? Well, they don't respond in the round. They're gonna pump the brakes, hit the timeout button. Consider their options, Mimi.
I wouldn't hate to see them try like a faster B-pop just on this kind of half-buy round. Like you mentioned, they're playing the half shields quite a lot. So we'll be able to muster something together. But if you think of a more holistic solution to what's going wrong, I think they have to put more into not just sending this early pressure, but actually leaving embeds. Because that round, they feign the C pressure, don't leave an embed at all. Instead, they're putting all their resources back into A. And so Crew, they're a team that'll just disrespect you, swing one player in, and then they know, hey, this is going to be an A re-clear, and have all those rotates ready to go. You need to create that fog of war. Leave players that you can pivot back into if one idea fails.
Yeah, if you just leave that one guy outside of C to hear the rotates going in, to catch a timing against a no Senti comp, could certainly be the answer. Crew, just like on Sunset, switch things up out of the timeout. Instead of fighting heavy for Rubble, they're going to fight heavy into Mound. This is exactly where NRG have been testing. So, the util wave. Mata already pushed off the high line of Paranoia, but NRG can't scale on forward from it. Instead, just hightailing it back into A, or maybe even front B.
It's going to be really quick rotates into B, though. They just leave the Omen for Crew to hold towards C and send 3 in that direction.
Yeah, they want to re-clear into front B, then by being able to threaten opening the door, anyone in Mound would have to step back towards B. That's why they still have the 2 players waiting outside Sand, getting ready to move back into that. The reactions from Crew have always been sharp.
But if they pull this, the rocket's going to come because it's up.
Beautiful showstopper, spike down in the open, saw him pushed into the corner as the paint shells light him up. That C site is a potential problem. There goes Mata up on top. 1 for 1 for him.
Gets him. That's so big for Crew. Now they're a man up in this retake.
And the steel dart didn't hit anyone. Crew were able to dodge that out. Now play to stop any forward aggression from NRG.
But they can pause for now. Wait for Dante to come in. Use those double flashes on the retake and just look to contain.
The spam is brutal. From CT, the Odin from water.
30 seconds left.
Scuba inside the smoke. We're low on time. Scuba needs to find something, and that Haunt nearly tags him.
How can you plant when this Odin's here?
I mean, you're just not going to be able to. We're down to 15 seconds, and now Kesnet is swarming the site. Paint shells go the wrong way.
10 seconds left.
Still delaying it. As Brock now on 30 HP. Gets a kill, but there's no chance to play the round.
One enemy remaining.
Nah, get the kills all you want, but this one's wrapped.
It's perfect reactions, again, from KRU. Get the pressure on B. The Rockets coming in for a fast reclear. You called it perfectly with exactly how Ethan felt that round playing out in his head, but he didn't expect this kind of re-aggression. And I think that's what's been nipping this team in so many of these late rounds. It's that
Enemy remaining.
NRG are operating off of the expected play of where these players are going to be, but KRU is so willing to send an instantaneous reaction with sometimes a solo player, sometimes two, just ripping it on a flank, ripping it into a site super early, and disrupting the timings they expect.
Well, it's another fight for Rebel. Paint shells, Z's, combination, but Mata trades 1-for-1. That'll be good enough as NRG continue to heat
He's
up
stuck.
towards the site. This lurk on to B as well, yeah. Let's just go quick. Don't waste any time. That B site's open.
Don't have to worry about macro when you just run it down and get every kill at the start.
This is kind of what I want to see NRG do a little bit more of, though. They've been losing out in the mid-rounds when they're freezing. You're playing against no Sentinel.
Planted.
Why not just blitz on through?
If you're counting this round as a win, then what, 5 out of 7 wins this series have just been instant site reps? Every round where they're trying to play slow, KRU on their defense is out positioning them.
And the problem for NRG is they can't really do that fast rip into C because that's actually where the stall utility has been. You know, that's when they've been punched out by Shy's util or Melzer on the bonus round.
That's why I wanted to see a B rip like that when they were playing their eco round a little earlier in the half. Worked super well here.
NRG could simplify things by making the round all about these opening gambits for Rebel if KRU continue to fight them there.
The thing is, I don't know how sustainable that's going to feel. Because I think KRU's a team that's willing to back off those A fights a little bit, take Rebel instead, and feel really comfortable in playing those flood retakes that they've been excellent on all series, especially when they have the Yoru ult coming online, when Kesnet's getting closer to his rocket as well, and they're starting to build those tools that make those retakes trivial.
NRG have found the first step of the solution to the half, which is some quickness towards A, winning out in these opening fights. After that will come the depth, the slower rounds, the post plants, when it's closer in numbers.
This looks like an NRG that wants to show some of the same pressure towards C, but not follow up off it. Instead, they wait.
And probably just re-clear into the space. Now that they've heard a little bit more attention put into Rebel, that's why the team is gearing up and ready to go for that fight. But this spam!
Not again. They lost a player to
Lord.
that earlier this half.
That was when Melzer had in his hand. Mazzino let up just a little early. Mata's on 13 HP.
Oh, they're feeling the pressure, though. Gonna head back towards C instead, but KRU have an excellent early warning sign set up on Mound.
And I don't care if Mata can satchel into a site. If a leg shot kills him in one tap, that agent is pretty useless, especially now with the paint shells already gone. No other assistance he can really offer his team except as distraction into the site.
Look how fast these rotates are. Kesnet's already here.
Fake teleport out from Som to threaten going in towards
canceling.
Bend. But KRU have already realized that it is a fake TP.
This is what I'm talking about, though. Not leaving embed on A. It means that all of this space towards B, towards A, that's been taken yet again by KRU.
They're always holding these forward lines, and now the machine gun fire to dissuade NRG from coming into the space. We are down to 30 seconds. The clock is ticking.
30 seconds left.
And they're going so slow that Kesnet full running through CT will beat them to A.
It is time to move NRG. 20 seconds. It is going to come down to the wire. And Mazzino is here. A warning shot to lead, down to 15 seconds. Falls into backside, waiting for his teammates to show up into the fight. We're down to 10 seconds now as NRG fight on in. Mata says it's his site for now, but down to 6 seconds. The spike is planted, and KRU are here to play. 2 already for Mazzino as he hits the brakes, and the rest of Q show up to fight.
They don't have a lot of tools to work with. No util to fight back through this pit. It'll be an all-out brawl.
Keep your eyes on Som. Playing right on the edge of the pit. The rest of KRU come in. He's cleared! And now pressure onto the spike. KRU are just sticking it. NRG have to do something! Do something! And it's Brock to find 2 kills through the smoke. That round was about as close as it comes, Mimi.
I don't feel like they should have been able to win that. Ripping into the A site with 15 seconds left. The biggest kill of that round for me is this kill onto Kesnet in heaven. He had paint shells. If he lives, he's throwing his nade onto the spike planter, and Crew win that round.
You've also then got him satcheling into the side if they need more help. Mazino would actually be able to fight it out. But all the credit in the world to Brock there. Those 2 kills kept things tied up. Melzer. Oh, he just gets that and gets out of there. No way he lives.
There's a TP. He's still in trouble.
Som wrapping around the back, and it's Brock again through the wall, through the smoke. He's been a menace.
Full retake from Waterfall, but there's Thorns up again. This will stall Crew out.
No ultimates for Crew to play with. The Thorns, as mentioned, and now with Som back towards spawn. Crew have to find some way back in. Dante leading the charge. Will connect on the first, but it's still uncomfortable. These NRG players pushed into Cubby, pushed back into Bend, and on the high line. It is Kesnet. Now the utility as more players swarm from above. Brock finds himself again in an unenviable position, and that position is splattered against the wall.
You just don't beat Crew in the Flood retake. That round wasn't even a true Flood. They get double stalled out by Thorns. They rip most of their utility early on. And it just comes down to a straight up 4v4 trade fest with no util to speak of. And despite all of that, it is Kesnet positioning so well to jump up there to trade out. It's all just a step ahead, a level above from Crew.
I feel like 4v4 Trade Fest is a pretty good story of the series so far. It has been so many of just either instant start of round team fights or Flood retakes. Fight, fight, fight. There's hardly a moment to breathe.
Well, here we go again.
Take a breath. All right, power through. The Seas nade kills Mata this time around.
The haunt.
And Melzer up on the high line. Scuba and Brock fighting their way out. Melzer testing the corner, the angle! Melzer is so good. But it's a 2-on-2 when the dust settles.
Look at the flank coming in so quick already from Shy. He has NRG locked into A. But a minute and 20 seconds to chill. Kesnet's not waiting though. Postures forward on an off angle.
Well, he knows that Shy has the rotate closed away. He knows that NRG are going to start scaling very, very shortly. And he wants to catch them on the offline. Wall broken, and that's exactly when Kesnet posts up. Shy just trying to wreak havoc in the ranks of NRG.
Eventually, NRG have to pick a fight.
Where are they going? That wall coming down. No one's looking at Shy!
A mirror of map 1. Shy coming up big in a late round. Once you're out of that chaotic phase of the game, once you're past the trades, it has consistently been Shy the hero.
Those are his first 2 kills of the game, by the way, Mimi.
Really?
After the absolute storm he had on Sunset, it's 2 players.
You're right, he's 2 and 6.
In the back of the head for him.
Okay, he takes those.
Hey, won the round. Impact frag.
Here we go again. Another A fight from NRG.
Except this is the fake A fight from Crew. Those 2 players front beat early on. NRG not wasting any time. They've got a showstopper. Mata wants to use that Nightfall to paint the pathway for Mata into the back of side. That showstopper doesn't manage anything. This is a huge problem. A Steel Garden comes down and Ethan gets the first kill.
They're pivoting.
And he's taking the spike over to B.
Or are they coming back towards A? Mata stuck in backside on 20 health.
These 2 players are just trapped here. They've got nowhere else to go, and that spike is planted. This is uncomfortable. But now the primary's back available. A scouting ult into backside from Melzer. Sees the player hell, and that's great teamwork. With Dante clearing around the corner.
Look at the push on stairs.
Ethan taking some liberties. But that gives Crew the sight. And Crew again, comfortable to stick, but Brock has the spam. Shy with nowhere really left to go.
What?
Except to fight his way forward.
That
There's
kill's
no
impressive, but he is dead. Spike is coming for him. If it's not Ethan.
Again, credit to Brock there, finding the spam onto the diffuser from that same position.
Last round in
I don't think NRG saw a player for all but 1 kill of that round. That was just straight up spam through every piece of Viper utility. But they find the right angles to do it. Yep, there's 1, 2. Give me another. Okay, that one is a little bit more legit from Shy.
It's 6, boys. We're fine. We're actually chilling.
That is an okay round to stabilize, though. 1 more left in the half, a chance to tie it up.
Ooh, for the last round, Kesnet on a Sheriff.
And not even close to the showstopper.
Someone give him a gun. Don't make him shoot that thing. Melzer dodges all the utility, sharp with it, but nowhere else to leave, and his teammate died beside him. This C-side has no one on it.
Thankfully, Kesnet has a gun now. It's been gifted over from Mazzino. So, this round is in the hands of KRU's dynamic duo.
Nightfall to lead. Kesnet to follow, and he's in front of all this utility. Brock again has been clutching up in these late rounds in the half. Dante forward on the line, Scuba's there. And it's starting to crumble. Scuba once more, and it's all good for NRG. We're tied up at 6.
Switching sides.
Felt like it could be another runaway half for KRU. But again, it feels like such a parallel to game 1, where NRG win the pistol, scamper a couple extra rounds together and stay in it. These last 2 rounds, they're finding a lot more success in the brawl, trading off each other just that bit better and finding some big impact from guys like Scuba.
These maps have been the story of our Sentinels. You know, map 1, it was Shy on the Cypher, then it was Brock. But now, we're gonna send it over to Dryad, sitting by with a very special guest here in the arena.
Thank you, guys. And you're right. I'm here with a very special guest, is Vita, who is visiting us, and it's the first time that she's here in LA. She's been to other events like Lock-In, for example, and she's always watched partying in Spanish. So I want to ask her, what is it like to be in LA? What is it like to watch the games here? Vita, llevas haciendo watch parties mucho tiempo, pero también has estado en algunos eventos en vivo. ¿Eres la primera vez que estás en Los Ángeles? Cuéntame qué tal es tu experiencia aquí en Los Ángeles, aquí en el Riot Games Arena.
Ok, un gusto. Sí, es mi primera vez por acá. Es muy bonita la ciudad, muy grande. Y sí, también es mi primera vez acá en Riot y es súper chévere.
The city is big, it's very beautiful, and also it is my first time at Riot, so I think it's amazing. I also want to ask her a little bit about the watch parties, because she's been doing it for so long, and the way that I found that out is I saw this tweet from her 2 years ago asking me if I stand on a box. So now that I have her next to me, I want to address that, and I also want to ask her, you know, the watch parties, has she always been supportive of one team, Latin America? What is the deal here? Me di cuenta de que llevas haciendo watch parties desde hace mucho tiempo, porque vi que tuvimos una interacción hace 2 años en el que me preguntabas si me paraba en una caja. Ahora que te puedo preguntar directo, si llevas haciendo esas watch parties por mucho tiempo, ¿sientes que siempre has sido fan de un equipo, fan de la TAM? ¿Cuáles son tus equipos favoritos?
Sí, aproximadamente 3 años a 4. Obviamente apoyo mucho a la TAM, KRU, Leviathan, pero sí soy como de G2 y Sentinels.
She has been watch partying for about 3-4 years, so it's been quite a long time, and obviously supporting the LATAM teams, KRU and Lev. But she's also a big fan of Sentinels and G2. Now, speaking of this match, what are the expectations? It's 6-6 right now. Is KRU going to close it 2-0? La partida está 6-6 en este mapa. ¿Será que KRU lo va a cerrar 2-0? Sí. And I'm sure that you understand that. That's everything that I have for this halftime interview, and I'll send it back to the casters.
I love that we have Dan standing up there, and she's interviewing a person wearing a Dan shirt, you know? It's just too much Dan on the stage, really.
We're Dan maxing for sure.
Absolutely out of our minds up there.
Getting back into this, though. It's a great recovery from NRG to at least get this 6-6, but now they have to play on their defensive side into a KRU running the double duelists. You'd expect this to be an explosive half between Kesnet and Dante.
Now, KRU kind of ran the lurk circuit back on Sunset. With Shy, it's NRG making a statement here at the start of the pistol. See how similar these rounds tend to play out. Dante has been able to slip into the B site.
Interesting pinch now. 2 players walking up towards A. Actually, all 3 grouping there, just leaving Dante on a bit of a lurk.
Yeah, KRU want to make all the noise in the world here on A, so Dante can continue scaling forward on B. But NRG lying in wait behind this wall.
Paranoia ready. No, not in hand anymore for some, so it's just a dry fight.
He's gonna take the fight. What a shot! Spins around on a dime, but it's NRG collecting all the kills in the world. Oh, and now footsteps. That's not what you want, Dante. Oh, maybe it is. Yeah.
Still a 1v3 with 45 health. And the spike long ways away. Scuba will wrap it up. NRG 2 for 2 on the pistols this map. Now let's see how well they can build their own snowball here. Try and close out map 2.
Yeah, NRG had a good stack going there. The crew just waltzed into after Ethan gets this shot.
Gross.
I mean, I don't even know how he sees him with that crosshair.
Yeah.
Minimap looking, perhaps? I don't know.
Could have even just been off timing when you expect someone to swing.
All said, though. NRG's little trap set up there with Scuba in broken. Works out wonders for them.
So a big array fight to start this round.
Door broken. Other door tapped.
Like this high angle from Som. Gonna be able to look over that Viper wall, see any players crossing, and dodge out on the Paranoia.
Yeah. Oh dear, except he falls off the angle.
It's fine, gets away.
My streamer is falling off, it's so sad. Good thing Mata has a little bit of spam cooking, but timing taken. And it just kills through smoke. My streamer's back! He's so back.
You're a tier 3 sub?
I might be. I know this guy in the crowd is a tier 3 sub. Yeah? Yeah, screaming you love some. Think carrying about 50% of the decibel level in the studio right now.
That's actually John NRG.
Last player standing.
Another through smoke? Yeah, okay.
He doesn't need to see him. Looking flawless on this anti-eco.
I need a hand cam on some.
Well, still couldn't see him. Eyes out.
And yeah, let's wrap things up. All right, we're gonna move on to the next round there.
Okay, let's see what KRU are cooking. I think a couple ways to approach this one. First off, just hard executes are gonna be great. You have basically a triple dive if you're going for like a C hit to get past that Vice util with an Omen TP, Yoru TP, and double satchels over the top. You can play a bit of a slower style too. Use the what are you laughing about? Just
I'm
song?
just kills through smokes. It's a little silly. Keep making your really meaningful point.
No,
No, you good?
I'm done with meaning.
Okay. There's no meaning in any of this.
Yeah, so they're going to spam them all through the smokes this round. 4-1 towards A. This is a really heavy stack. Full gapping C.
Nobody home over on the C site. NRG guessed wrong on this stack towards A, and KRU seem to be accelerating in. Won't find anything. Maybe Shai sees a little jiggle towards front B. But the post plan is where I want to see how active KRU end up getting, because they did take their time getting into the site. They now don't have any forward positions. NRG have managed 4 players here, ready to play behind this smoke. Dante taking his chance. 1 for 1. Oh dear, Brock is just destroying them. It's a disaster for KRU. Shai, the sole survivor, and he was the lurk, so he has to get back on site, pick up the spike.
And there's already a flank coming through as well.
He's got time.
I have the spike.
But everywhere he's looking is the wrong angle.
That's a Judge holding the line on the flank. Shai's walking into it.
And Mata is there. NRG takes the bonus after stacking the wrong side of the map. It is Brock that just opens it up with a stinger.
And you have to give so much credit to Brock. 17-7 this game on the Vice. Scuba as well, just taking timings through that smoke. Just a silly way to end it.
Nothing nice to say about Mata's Judge usage.
Well, he definitely sat in that corner.
He did sit in the corner. Sometimes that's your only job.
So a slow start for KRU. And another loss early. Mata spams Dante.
Yeah, there was some spam coming out from Psalm's Odin, which gives the bullet tag, so Dante is moving slower. It makes it easier to line up the headshot. I mean, it just continues pummeling on forward. This is a round where Kesnet, you know, has the showstopper, but now doesn't really want to use it.
You definitely want to save it. Crew in no round thus far have been able to figure out where the Vice setup is and break it without actually going for a site exec there. So if they are going to play this slower style, I need to see them kind of taking the time to get a lurk into B, to pressure out that wall, send a clone into C. Ideas like that to make sure you're figuring out exactly where the strong side is for NRG.
And NRG are mixing it up. You know, you have one Thorn with the rest of the util on B, whereas there was a piece thrown onto C to add a little bit of extra stopping power behind this Viper.
Full passive setup on C for NRG. Again, they're just playing for the spam here.
Yeah, play the spam, play to quickly flood in behind this smoke that Crew are putting down. That gives a lot of space to NRG, actually, to maneuver into backside. Now the showstopper from the attack. Kesnet wants to win this round, and he's brought it down to even. Still the spike yet to be planted, 15 seconds.
The orb is bad. They don't have great coverage here. 10 seconds spam, still very much a factor.
10 seconds left.
Shots coming down, 7 seconds.
They need to
We've got
plant.
to try to put this spike down, but it's just messy. They can't do anything, and that is again sending a Raze ult into the site. That's a huge thing to give up there, down in numbers, down on time. And Crew are punished for it.
They ripped that ult really early on. I think Crew, off of that ult going through, needed to scale up with it and have players ready to face into elbow. You can't just let those players, or rather towards water, be able to free shoot spam with no pressure going towards them whatsoever.
And it's 2 rounds in a row where Crew have gone into the C site, but it's been so slow to actually get it. They're waiting for every piece of utility.
Yeah, you think of that round where there's like the 4-man stack and they still take all their time, go through every piece of and of course they have no way of knowing that there's not a player on that site. They have to be somewhat thorough.
Sure.
But in that delay, they still end up not having any util to actually fight against an NRG who almost every round is playing spam into set retake on that C site.
And you're also playing a comp here where you have double duelist to dash into a site. You've got an Omen to teleport in. And you don't have that great utility when it comes to stalling out chokes in a post plant. You know,
yeah, outside of like the Viper, if you're holding onto your orb.
So I want to see them fighting more forward in post plants, but they can't really do that if they take so much time to actually get on the site initially, because then the rotates
The
come
issue
in.
is even when they're trying to fight forward, they're always just pushing into 2 or 3 players from NRG facing. NRG's idea has not been to play on sites or to play a quick flood. They are just standing in choke points, spamming smokes, and waiting for someone to face them. And they've been cooking Crew with that idea.
Just coming out of this timeout now for Crew. See how they react. You called out earlier that Crew need to do a better job of finding a lot of this, you know, Senti utility on the Vise. Which hasn't actually been placed yet in the round. Rock just put down a wall and the flash. Still has a couple of Thorns to react in to see and place them down reactively to this early pressure.
And I do like to see that. Don't put them under risks from, say, a Raze nade, just being defaulted to break them.
Yep, there's the first Thorn going down. And this fight in front mid. NRG have really started challenging this line in the mid rounds, but Crew have yet to punish them for it.
So Crew, 30 seconds into this round, pressured C. Now they're falling back without leaving an embed and are putting all of their eggs in the basket of a grouped hit late, either towards this B site, most likely splitting heavy through A.
Yeah, and they got a couple of Thorns out onto C. They got the early rotate from NRG as well, now making a whole lot of noise to reclear rubble.
But look at the rotates. Viper's coming over. There's 2 players on B. This is an NRG that is ready for this kind of play.
Saw this door open up right in his face, and he falls. So how will Scuba play out from heaven now with Kesnet charging into the site? Puts down the molly and just drops. And he's still on the hunt.
30 seconds left.
Now tethered into backside, Brock has to guard his angle, and he does. His tandem play from NRG has been immaculate. As more and more players continue to come in, NRG's defense has been unbreakable.
And Ethan shuts down the final lurker. Crew are looking really one-dimensional right now, showing that early look towards C, full pivoting, and NRG know exactly what's going on. They have all the rotates onto A. They are incredibly bold in how they play this flood retake, just diving out one by one through the smokes. If either Scuba or Brock doesn't get their kill, we're talking about a different round.
Spike down A.
It does feel like a big difference for me between the two teams. Crew are taking things so slowly, you know, making sure it's all by the books, making sure they're working together as a team. NRG playing a little bit more individualistic.
Crew are gonna send it this round. Stinger forced. Here comes the C site.
But Scuba has audio. Scuba brings Brock over into the party. Brock with an Odin, by the way. We'll see what a quick hit looks like for Crew.
It's
maybe,
not that quick. It's
that.
Another freeze, wait for the util to come down.
The smokes are cycled, the fake teleport into sight. Here comes the utility finally, but it's coming straight into the Odin. Dante, nicely done. Enters in beautifully, and that's the speed we wanted to see out of Crew. But this is the second layer of the defense from NRG. Just posted up with the Odin.
Spike planted.
That spike has gone down.
Another ult.
Saw him on 1 HP, spamming away, and Ethan gets a kill on the other side. Hold on, Dante and Shy are so low. And Dante doesn't even challenge up. What is he doing? Dashing up and down, but he's spotted. And now Shy revealed all the information in the world. That's nice. That is real good from Shy. Coming back around the left side. It's not expected. Ethan's headed the wrong way. Ethan doesn't have an idea, and Shy actually sees a pixel, knowing the spike isn't being stuck. The Red Bull clutch for Shy.
I don't know if that was intentional or not, the spike hanging out just that sliver, but it's enough to see that blue light, know that he's not sticky and that you don't have to take any risks. Here's the difference from previous C post plants though. You see those two players double facing Waterfall. In the past, they were just leaving the spike planter out on an island and instead looking heavy towards CT. They're expressly trying to contest the players spamming from Waterfall, allowing the spike to actually come down safely, despite that trade not being favorable, and putting themselves in a position to win the post.
Ultimately, it was also Dante with a stinger and a classic to get 2 kills on the entry. That'll breathe a breath of fresh air into the Crew camp. Who now have their eyes set on this disgusting setup NRG have put together on a full Vise Viper's Pit. But they think they can get through with a Nightfall on Mazzino. The door opens. There's the first of the Thorns.
Still hold on to that Nightfall. Now they'll rip it towards sight.
Brock is all alone backside. Escapes up the rope, calls in reinforcements. And now this ultimate being stuck. No. Cancel the last possible second. A counter Nightfall. NRG back in the site with mana.
Down A.
It is all systems go for NRG. Not slowing down for even a moment, but Kesnet has brought things down even. Has no idea where anyone is. He can't hear or see a thing. He can't even use his gun.
30 seconds left.
And it's Storm to shut him down and bring NRG to map point.
What a creative setup there from NRG. The pit to full funnel players through the revolving door by Sun for every rotate to come in.
Last player standing.
There's modest
One
rocket to
enemy
start.
Unreal out of Kesnet there.
Yeah. He really makes it happen. But instead, it's 7 to 12 now. NRG a round away from sending us to Haven, and Crew having to call another timeout. This has been a brutal attack side.
I can promise you now, the bye will not be good for Crew.
Nope. Already had to force into some of those previous rounds. Now even worse.
Feels like this game has kind of been Kesnet against the world on Crew's side. Stars the Sunset not showing up in the same way. Coach Adam gets them ready for this final round. Kesnet could be the hero again. He does have the showstopper ready to go.
The biggest success of their attack side on Sunset was getting lurks embedded and finding great success in exploding the map in the late round with players like Shy getting tons of value. But thus far here, every round just seems like a 4-1 where they are hitting into the heavy side that they show early on just after waiting one cycle of the Viper Orb. You never see them actually having an opportunity to have Shy posted up towards B or a late lurk towards A that they can actually pivot into. Instead, every execute is into a stacked site. The Crew's just not winning.
And it feels kind of impossible to lurk as well against the absolute lockdown NRG have over the Rebel space. even after the opening fight, oftentimes leaving Ethan there to continue scouting.
It's a 4-1 again for NRG, leaving only Brock on the C site.
Just spamming through the wall right in his face. As NRG continue creeping out from rubble, they might keep on going here. Against the force buy of Crew, NRG are fully ready to sprint around on the flank.
How soon will Crew realize, though? They have Melzer jump spotting, but with this being a full quiet walk, NRG, they might be here just in time.
Shy against the world. No one is in position to turn back and help them. And here it comes, the exec into the site, but NRG ready to execute Crew. The first kill goes their way, the showstopper. Trying to figure out where exactly this anchor is playing and doesn't come up heads.
They kill Brock or they lose this round. They have to flip and get some kind of space.
It is the only way for Crew. They've ignored their flank, they're fighting forward, planting for spawn. And waiting for NRG to show their hand. Kesnet win this fight against Brock. Will anyone even show up against him? It doesn't look like it. NRG are grouping into water. It's eyes on Dante now. Pushed back away from the line, paranoid. In his anchor. Has relatively little assistance, it's just shy. 2 kills for him, they're holding on by a thread. But that's all they're gonna have. Kesnet sees this map slipping away. And Brock steals it from him.
13-7 for NRG.